Hello everyone, I'm Prakriti Subedi and today I'll be discussing the pathophysiology of cystic fibrosis and the pharmacological treatment commonly used to manage this disease. So talking about cystic fibrosis briefly, it is a genetic disorder that affects various organs like particularly lungs, digestive system, reproductive systems too. So it is caused due to mutation in the cystic fibrosis transmembrane conductance regulator, which is also called CFTR gene, because of which CFTR protein becomes dysfunctional and it affects the transportation of chlorine ion in cell membrane, and without chlorine to attract water in cells, it leads to buildup of thick and sticky mucus in various organs. So going through the brief pathophysiology of cystic fibrosis, as I said earlier, it is caused by mutation in the CF membrane conductance regulator known as CFTR gene. So the protein produced by this gene, it regulates the movement of chloride and sodium ions across epithelial cell membranes. So when the mutation occurs in one or both copies of the gene, so the ion transport, it becomes defective, and it leads to buildup of thick mucus throughout the body parts, and it leads to respiratory insufficiency along with many other systemic obstructions and abnormalities. So a combination of decreased mucociliary clearance, and there is also altered ion transport which allows bacterial colonization in the respiratory tract. So this pathogen, it causes overwhelming inflammatory response, and ultimately it leads to infections, and then this repetitive inflammatory response, it can lead to airway destructions. So let's have a look at the flow chart in the screen, which is showing the pathophysiology of cystic fibrosis lung disease. So as we can see in the flow chart, due to CFTR gene defect, it results in defective ion transport, and because of that, there is airway surface liquid depletion, and because of the liquid depletion, there is defective mucociliary clearance, which cause mucus obstructions, leading towards infections and then inflammation. So one of the key medication used in managing cystic fibrosis is Dornase alpha, which is also marketed as pulmozyme. So Dornase alpha is indicated along with other standard therapies for the management of pediatric as well as adult patients with cystic fibrosis in order to improve pulmonary function. So it has also been shown to reduce the risk of respiratory tract infection, which requires injectable antibiotics. So overall, it improves lung function and quality of life. So let's move toward the mechanism of action of Dornase alpha. So talking about mechanism of action of Dornase alpha, it is an enzyme that breaks down DNA in the mucus, and it reduces its viscosity, and it makes it easier to clear it away from the lungs. So Dornase alpha is a medication which is a mucolytic agent, so it is mostly administered via inhalation. So it cuts apart extracellular DNA by acting like an enzyme which is naturally found in the lungs. So by cutting this extracellular DNA, Dornase alpha, it helps to make the thick and sticky mucus produced by your lungs more thinner and looser. So basically, this drug works by cleaving extracellular DNA, so which is abundant in the thick mucus of cystic fibrosis patient due to high level of dead neutrophils. So by breaking down this DNA, Dornase alpha helps to thin the mucus and leading to improve lung function and reduce the frequency of respiratory infections. So nursing consideration would be patient education regarding drug administration. So teach-back method we can use in this process. So the person who is allergic to Chinese hamster ovary cell product is also allergic to Dornis alpha. So it is another contraindication of Dornis alpha. And while that, we need to monitor for the side effect like sore throat, rashes in the body, and we need to make sure that there is adherence to the treatment regimen. In talking about storage of the drug, it should be stored in the refrigerator away from the sunlight. So, like educating patient on the correct use of inhalers, monitoring for the side effect like throat irritation, sore throat, rashes, and also ensuring that there is adherence to the treatment regimen. We can ensure proper management of cystic fibrosis using Dornis alpha. So, in summary, understanding the pathophysiology of cystic fibrosis is crucial for effective management, and medication like Dornis alpha play a vital role in maintaining respiratory health in patients with cystic fibrosis. Thank you.